Hi, I'm Bette Hochberger, CPA CGMA, and on today's Business Quickie, we're going to talk about 6 reasons why your startup needs a CPA. Now, I can tell you all sorts of horror stories, and I'm sure if you find anyone who started a business, they can also probably tell you many horror stories about not having the right professionals on board, not having an attorney, not having a CPA, like all these things. So in case you think it's not worth the investment in your business, right, which is like your little baby, in case you think it's not worth the investment, here's the 6 reasons why you absolutely do. Number 1, business structure. I cannot tell you how many times I've had a conversation with somebody starting a new business and they don't even know what kind of entity they set up. And why does it matter? For, I don't know, a million reasons. So it affects your taxes, right? It's going to affect, is the company paying taxes as a C corporation? Is it an LLC? Did you make elections on how you want to be taxed? There's so many questions. You have to know what your structure is, and you have to know what a good structure for what you want to do is. And in order to decide that, you really need to talk to professionals, right? You need to talk to your attorney, talk to your accountant / CPA. You need to pick the right structure for the right business that you're creating. And a lot of times that business structure is going to depend on what your end game is, right? If you're creating a new technology startup that you're hoping gets acquired by a big tech company, that is very different than, I'm opening a retail store to sell something, right? They're completely different. Or if I'm setting up a professional services firm, like a new law firm, they're completely different goals, different needs, different everything. So you got to choose the right business structure for your new business. Number 2 thing CPA can help you with, cash flow. Oh my goodness, so many new companies, especially if it's a new company with somebody running it who's never run a business before. It's super, super important to make sure you monitor your cash. Cash is king. Really, in the early days, it doesn't matter anything else, because if you are undercapitalized and you can't operate, it doesn't matter how great your idea is, right? If you can't pay your people, it doesn't matter how great your idea is. A lot of things don't matter if you don't have cash. And I hear all the time people say, oh, my business is going to pay for it. Like, oh, let's go to fancy lunch. My business is going to pay for it. Well, guess what? When your business pays for a fancy lunch, it's either money coming out of your pocket or money that you're not using on something else to develop your business, like marketing or sales and something other operational thing. So monitoring your cash flow, figuring out what your burn rate is, like how fast you're going to burn through the cash that you have, figuring out how you're deploying that cash, which kind of leads us to number 3, right? Creating a marketing and business plan. So, okay, CPAs, we're not like the greatest marketers in the whole world. I know I don't come up with the marketing theory. I create the content. That part I can do. I can talk about all this accounting stuff all day long. The marketing genius is not me. I got a team behind the scenes doing that. But what is related to the marketing plan and the business plan you have is going to be your cash flow, and it's going to be budgeting, right? And that's where a CPA can step in and say, okay, this is how much you should spend for different categories. This is what you should spend on marketing. This is what you should spend on personnel, whatever it is, right? And it's going to be different for every business. Not every business is going to be the same. So you want a CPA who understands your industry and what you're trying to do and your goals to help you create that business, cash flow, marketing, help create all those plans for you. Number 4, implementing an accounting system. And for the love of God, do not use spreadsheets. I cannot tell you how many consultation calls I have with people that I say, oh, are you using QuickBooks? And they say, no, I have a spreadsheet. No. You cannot use a spreadsheet. If you're not serious about your business, if you're just like goofing off and you just want to create a hobby and just track how much money you're putting into your hobby, okay, you could use a spreadsheet. But if you're serious, if you're taking your business seriously, if you're trying to get investors, if you're trying to do anything real, you need a loan, you need financial statements, You cannot use spreadsheets. Cannot use spreadsheets. You need a real accounting system. And not just only do you need a real accounting system, you need someone to help you set it up properly and show you how to use it, or take that entirely off your plate so that you can do what you need to do in your business and not worry about accounting. Number 5, this is kind of related to the cash flow, kind of related to the business structure, kind of related to the accounting system. Minimizing your tax bill, right? We're not talking tax evasion, that's bad, but minimizing your tax bill so you don't pay more than you need to. And for a lot of startups, what they don't know is there are certain tax credits that they can actually benefit from. Like, for example, if you're a technology startup, you might be able to take advantage of research and development tax credits, right? And that's going to help minimize your tax bills. Definitely need a CPA for that. Love you, TurboTax. Not a great place for a new business. Business succession. So I've kind of hinted at that early on with the business structure. Business succession is basically what's going to happen long term, right? Are you planning on selling the business? Are you hoping to get acquired? Are you taking it public? Like, what are you going to do with this business? Now, this is not 100% CPA world, right? That you're going to bring in your financial advisors and your lawyers. It's a team, right? Business succession planning is a team. It's not a one-stop shop, but you absolutely need to consider the tax ramifications for you, for co-owners, for whoever is involved. All the stakeholders really need to be brought in on that. And so if that hasn't convinced you that it's super worthwhile to have a CPA when you have a startup, I don't know what will. You're going to have to screw it up and see for yourself. And there are plenty of people who have done so, trust me. But that's it. There's 6 reasons why you need a CPA for your startup business. Hope you enjoy it. Drop a comment down below, and we'll see you next time.